Good morning. Today is Sunday, and I thought about doing a different video, but I really felt called to do this one, honestly, because it's something that I have a lot of experience with, right? If you've watched any of my other videos, sometimes I talk about my past life, my recent past life, as a man, which I really don't talk about this a lot in my personal life, right? There's only one person that I've really talked to about my past life, like my recent past life. But I've known from an early age that I was reincarnated and I didn't want to be here, and I just got done doing this shit and I didn't want to fucking do this shit again, you know? And so suicide has always been an option, a way out of this vessel, because I knew I was just going to be right back in another one. And what kept me from doing it sometimes was the fact that I was handling my shit pretty well, and the circumstances in my next life may not be made turn out worse, you know? I've always had that, like, well, shit, I might as well deal with the shit here, because I don't know what that next life's gonna be. And I've always thought it was messed up that I remember my past life, my recent one, as a male, like a dominant, aggressive male. And then I was a girl, right? Like as a child, I was a girl. And it was messed up. It was messed up. And then people looked at me like I'm just a cute little girl and try to take what's not theirs, thinking I'm just a cute little girl. And I mean, people learned the hard way. So it's been a lesson for sure. It's been very odd, and it's odd to explain because I know a lot of people don't remember their past lives, and they don't, like, I'm an old soul, so this recent past life, I remember a lot about it. And some of my mannerisms that I have now are from my past life, right? And like, I've always felt connected. There's stuff that I do with my hands that, like, it feels like an echo. It's hard to explain, but that's what it feels like to me. It feels like a time echo in that moment. And then I can remember easier and feel. It's hard to explain, but some of the things in this life I'm connected to because of my past life. Like, I love smoking. I love smoking cigars. I love pairing it with a good drink, right? And I love it. I love it. Like, I get very excited seeing a cigar. Even though in my past life I wasn't, like, excited to see a cigar, right? I didn't feel that excitement seeing one. So I'm trying to tell you these things to give you some context, right? Because I'm in a woman's body. I'm in a woman's body this lifetime. And I always viewed death as an option. And I can't really say that I was reckless, because reckless is not being in control, and I've been in control. Even with unknown circumstances. But I know I can handle myself, and I know I have control over myself, right? Reckless would be like skydiving and you're just hoping your parachute works. To me, that's more reckless than this shit that I was doing. Because I wasn't afraid of death, and I was just trying the universe at that point, you know? I was just feeling like I had infinite lives. I'm indestructible. I didn't care. I didn't care. Did not care at all. And there's been a few times in my childhood where I was just like, I'm over it, on to the next one, type stuff. But let's see, I know of two times where I tried and I was very disappointed when I woke up, you know? Like, this should have worked. And I was upset, actually. I was like, this should have worked. How did this not work? Type of thing. And I was a kid, right? It was before high school, for sure. I'm trying to think of, like, the exact, because there's two different times I'm thinking about. Yes, and then I woke up, and like the two different times, like I woke up and I was upset and very frustrated, and I was trying to get out of this lifetime. And I've viewed the body as like a prison that you can escape from, which I'm not saying this is a good thing, right? I'm not saying it's an option that you should just take the easy way out, right? Because it is an easy way out. And you're just going to be reincarnated, and you're just going to learn the lessons that you should have learned in this lifetime. And I've been through a lot, and this past year, actually, when I was bedridden and could barely move, and my skin was ripping apart, and I was in a lot of pain. And it fucked me up. Because of the fact that it was more like a mental, like, why the fuck did this happen type of shit, because there's a lot of shit I could have done. And I felt like I've been feeling like I'm on the right path. I'm doing the shit I'm supposed to be doing. Why at this point in time Yes. It was terrible, mentally and physically. And I thought about offing myself, right? Because it was like one of those experiences where, you know, you're in so much pain that like I'm very good with pain. I'm very good with pain. I have a very high pain tolerance, right? But pain usually subsides. And this was a constant pain for months on end. And my skin. It was things that I was taking for granted, like my skin. You know, without your skin, shit hurts. You can't move, you can't bend over. You know, my skin was healing to my clothes, so I couldn't like really wear clothes. My skin was healing to the bed, so every time I would move, I would rip my skin. So it was shit. And I was like, well, this whole I thought about just throwing this entire experience away, you know? And even though I do have kids and they were taken care of because I couldn't take care of them, and I was just like, yeah, they'll live, they'll survive, right? And what it really came down to in that moment is I didn't want my brother to find me, right? Because I have like the top level and he has the bottom level. And I didn't want him to find me because I knew it's not something that he would have been able to handle. He would have like, you know, shortly after, so in that moment, I just decided to go to bed. And sometimes it is a it's a moment by moment decision. It's a moment-to-moment decision that you have to make. You gotta give me there a second there. Because that's a part of feeling emotions. Which I prefer not to, honestly, but because I didn't feel emotions for the longest time. I was disassociated, and the only thing that I really felt was anger. The only happiness that I felt was things that I shouldn't have been happy about. So, a lot of the times it is a moment-to-moment decision. Like, I just moved away from that moment, moved away from that thought. And I wouldn't, wish that on anybody, right? And it taught me the lesson of surrender, because I will fight to the death, and I have before. And no matter which way someone comes at me, like, I win regardless. I didn't expect to cry in this video. But it's fine. My throat is messing up too, but it's fine. So it was a lesson of surrender, because it was, I mean, at first I tried fighting my body, like the fatigue, the fatigue. Like, I have very good control over my body, and so I was essentially fighting my body and making my body move, and like my brain, I was trying to force my brain to work, because I have the will. I have the will, and I will force my body to do what I want it to do. And then it just got to the point where I'm like, okay, fuck it, I will surrender. So it definitely got easier whenever I just stopped fighting my own body, fighting myself. Even though I was still in pain, and I was still going through it. I did work on like energy healing techniques, and I was healing, but it like took a long time for my body to heal. And Even though I know a lot of energy techniques and I practice a lot of energy techniques, and my mind couldn't really stay focused. Like I was so fatigued I couldn't stay focused for the amount of time that I needed, and rest was literally my only option. And my skin would wake me up from sleeping, and it would frustrate the shit out of me because I knew there was another option, right? There was another option. And I mean, my life isn't like perfect, right? But I do have things to look forward to. Like, there is shit that I want to experience in this lifetime before I go. So sometimes it's a moment by moment. Sometimes it's not even for yourself. Sometimes you have to remind yourself of the things that you have to look forward to. I know as a child, like, one of the things that I looked forward to was the sun rising every morning, because I live in the South, so the sun doesn't hide behind clouds. Not a lot. I mean, it has been this week because it's been raining, but the sun usually doesn't disappear for a long period of time in the South. And that's what I looked forward to every morning. And it wasn't even like I was excited. Like, it was just, the sun has been something amazing that I look at, and that I kind of hold on to. Has been the sun. It's been a constant, like, factor in my life, and the sun has always shined fucking brightly. So I've been, like, the sun was pretty much my best friend. The presence of the sun, just being there, helped me a lot. Because even though like, I knew my past lives and stuff, it was just, there was nothing as a child that I looked forward to. I was just constantly fighting. And that's a lesson that people have to learn, is surrender. And someone like me who will fight anything and everything and figure out a way and do everything I have to do to make the outcome that I fucking want to happen, right? But surrendering it, I learned, is also powerful. There's hummingbirds. I let one of these, I think it's like a lemon. I just saw a hummingbird. But anyways, that's one of the things that you have to do, is to look for the amazing, magical things that you do have right now. I like that hummingbird. I like. Yes. And you can make a bucket list of shit to look forward to. Like, I have a bucket list. I want to fucking go to Egypt. Never been. Definitely want to go. I feel like I want to go to Egypt. I also want to go to Russia. I also want to explore the United States and Canada. The cats, apparently, the kittens are going wild. I didn't want them to die outside. So I've learned to integrate my past masculine self into the present body of a woman, okay? But there are things that I don't give a shit about because of my past life. Like, I'm not gonna put a fucking face full of makeup on. Why? It don't resonate with me. Now, if I wanna, like, I do get those, I wanna dress up and things like that, which are rare, but it does come through. So I do that. Whenever that comes up, that's what I'll do. If I'm going to an event, yes, I will look the part. If I feel like it. I might show up in tactical, pants and what I like to wear. Because society standards I don't care for. I mean, some of them, yes, are nice and they should be put in place, and I understand that, and I'm not trying to go against certain things. But anyways, it's also helpful to have someone there for you, someone you can call, someone you can talk to, even if it's just someone's presence. That's helped me a lot. It's just someone there, just physically there, just there, not saying shit, just there. They're just there, sitting next to you. And it's not really a just there type of thing, but they're next to you. They're present with you. Because that is showing you the deeper connection that we all have, actually. But anyways, I know presence has been helpful for me, and that's something that I'm doing with this channel. Being present. And I have things I was going to read about pain and all of that stuff, and I will in a moment. One last point that I want to make is yes, sometimes there are solutions And you don't have to, and you shouldn't focus on like why you're depressed. Like why, that's not something you should focus on. Like why you're sad, don't focus on all the negative shit in your life. That's why you can redirect your focus onto the positive shit in your life, the magical shit that's already going on right now in your life. Like the hummingbird, you know, that just happened. Like the trees blowing in the wind. Like the fire that's around me, because I have candles around me. The kittens playing in the back. That's around me, and I know there's stuff around you. And it's kind of like a gratitude thing, but it's just noticing the little things and focusing more on what you do have versus what you don't have, versus all the negative shit that keeps cycling in your mind. You can break the cycle by redirecting your focus and focusing on great magical things. In my last video, or the one before that, yeah, probably the one before that, I talked about the more in the moment you are, like, very present, the more like details, the more things come to life, the more amazing, simple things appear. And it's you reconditioning yourself from the negative bullshit into the positive. And that's what I've done. Like, my past self wasn't exactly negative, but he wasn't exactly positive either, you know? Like, he didn't bitch and complain, but I, whatever you wanna fucking, whatever, it'll make sense to you. In my past life, he didn't, but he wasn't exactly positive and full of life. So I know that that's something that I've definitely grown in this life, is seeing the beauty in the world and actually allowing myself to feel emotions, the highs, the lows. Like, I allow myself not to be disassociated anymore, not to you know, do the things that I shouldn't do just because I'm good at it and part of me enjoys it. And yes, it's redirecting my focus from that into the positive, like, amazing shit that's going on right now, the amazing shit that I will experience, that keeps, you know, you going when you really need to, when you really need it in that moment. It will keep you going. Like, I'm about to read to you a book, and it's, one of them says, there's nothing to strive for, everything is here. Which is true, but there's also things to look forward to. There's also things that, you know, I want to experience. That does that does keep me in this lifetime, that does keep me wanting to see it through. So, and don't mistake that crying for me like being, I'm not depressed. I'm not depressed. And I wasn't even depressed this past year. I wasn't even depressed this past year. That's the funny thing about it. I wasn't depressed. Like, I was in pain and frustrated, and I knew that that was an option. I wasn't even depressed. I haven't like felt, my stomach says that I'm hungry, but I feel like if I just got some water, it'll be fine. I don't know if you heard that. That's why I made that comment. Yes. Life is amazing and life is great. And I know I felt like life was a burden itself. Like being in a vessel was for the fucking birds type shit, you know? And I feel like I've mastered a lot of things. A lot of things that I see people like trying and, you know, tripping up over. Like, I mastered that shit when I was a child. And we all have different lessons. We all have, like, I mean, they're kind of the same, but I'll get to that in a moment. That's why I'm never gonna say, like, oh, you haven't been through shit. Because to you, it is obviously something painful to you. It's obviously something that has tripped you up. It's obviously something that matters to you, that, or whatever your circumstances are, you know. Because I can tune in, but I don't want to. I'm not doing that. So I'm not gonna say that you haven't been through shit, because you, like, a small problem for me might be something major for you, and something major for me might be something small to you, and you never know. You never know. And that's the comparison bullshit. We're all here to learn and grow in our own way. So, if there's something I can help people with based off of my experiences and the lessons that I've learned, then I'm going to do it. That's why I'm making this video. And I never cry in front of anyone. Sorry if you hear that. My stomach's like trying to tell me to feed it. Maybe feed it some water, some vitamins, because I want to exercise after I do this video. I want to take a walk before it rains. That Bible quote just came to my mind. Do not worry about tomorrow, for you do not know what the day will bring. So if you're worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow, don't. Stay in the moment today. Moment to moment. Life is made up of little moments. So when you learn to enjoy the little moments, you learn to enjoy your life. You'll have a great fucking day because, oh, maybe this moment that happened wasn't so great, but then all the moments after that, like, say you've had 10 good moments and only one bad moment per day. Instead of focusing on that one bad thing that happened in that moment, you moved on to like better moments. And then affirmations have really helped me because it's helped me focus my brain into the more positive. So when you do that, you can be like, my life is getting better and better because you are focused on the better moments instead of that one shitty fucking moment. I might have to break this video up into 2 parts, okay? So, I guess I'm gonna pause. Oh, I guess I'll pause. I'll see if this video gets if it's too much for YouTube, right? If it's gonna be censored. I don't know. And no, I'm not, like, I can't even say that I'm suicidal. And don't label me like that. I'm not. I'm not depressed. I'm not suicidal. It's just, I mean, I feel like I've explained myself as to why that's been like a pretty decent option. But like I said, I've always known that we're here for a reason. And life is meant to be enjoyed. And I've learned a lot of tricks of how to fucking enjoy life, okay? I've learned that a lot. In my past life, I didn't learn that. I didn't know that shit. It would have helped, probably. But I was such a masculine. That version of me probably wouldn't even listen. It would be like, you're on some shit, okay? You must be doing drugs. You know? But cigars are this one thing that, like, I relaxed with in my past life, so that's why I am drawn to it in this life. There's certain things that I keep in my life as like a remembrance, like as a attachment. I like little kittens behind me, but I will I will read what I already had it marked out and everything, but I've been trying to keep the videos under an hour, and I'm at like 45 minutes now. So I guess in the next video I'm going to read to you, but I know sharing my experiences will help someone. So maybe it's you. Maybe you just wanted to see what this video is about. I don't know. Maybe it's for your friend that you're concerned about, which you shouldn't be, because everyone is walking their own path. Everyone is in their own world. And everyone is going through and experiencing the things that they are for the lessons that they need to learn. And worrying about someone is sending them not good vibes. So if you are worried about someone, you have to reframe that in your mind as well. Send the energy of love. Send the energy of, I know this person will figure it out. I know something inside them is just gonna spark life and joy and happiness. Send that type of energy. Like, oh, not the, oh, I don't know if today is gonna be the day, like I gotta go check on this person. Obviously, if someone's calling you and they need you, be there for them. Listen, and you can also redirect their thoughts and give them hope, because we are here to help each other. I'm just saying that worrying shit isn't helping. That worry energy is not helping. So I don't know why you were drawn to this video, but I know it's gonna help someone, even with me being, I was gonna say emotional, and then the word like real just popped into my head. Because like I said, I don't cry in front of people. I don't show a lot of emotions to people. I'm usually not vulnerable with people, even though like it's not really vulnerability, because shit just bounces off me. I really don't care about people's opinions and stuff. But I know this is gonna help someone. I don't know if it's gonna be taken down, but I hope it finds whoever it needs to find. I'm going to end it here. I'm gonna upload it, see if it gets censored, and I'll be back later to read to you. What was I going to read to you? That's not it. That's something that I had marked. The way out of pain. The way out of pain. Which it goes along with this video. And I'm going to see where this goes. Because like I said, I know YouTube likes to censor, and I don't know like what words will get you censored and what you should and shouldn't share. I had a great idea just now. I gotta write it down and save it for later, because it wasn't meant for me. And I know it wasn't meant for me because it's a idea of technology. I don't do technology, but I will give it to someone who does the making of apps technology stuff. Not me. That's not me. So, I will see you later. I'll probably exercise, give this video a few hours, and go from there. Probably take a walk before it rains. I don't mind getting rained on though. I have like open window right there and open windows over there. So life doesn't have to be perfect for you to enjoy it. Life is never going to be your ideal perfect unless you train your mind to see it as like shit is okay, shit is good, this moment is good right here. Stay in that moment for as long as you can, and then you can build on that. And if you don't know, I mean, that's fine. Just enjoy as many moments as you can. Because I once too was in my head, and I mean, my soul felt tired already as a child, you know? But I do believe things happen for a reason, and I believe I went through all of that shit and experienced a lot of stuff, so I can share my experiences, so I can help people, I can assist people. We're here for each other too, because I know we're in our own little world, but we're also here for each other. We're also all connected for a reason. If we were just meant to learn by ourselves, then we would have put on our own world, like inside of our own world. We would be like on a planet. You have your planet, I have my planet. Our planets don't collide. They don't interact with each other. You're over there, I'm over here type of shit. But no, we're all in our own different world together. So let me know if this helped. I'm definitely not going to rewatch this one. I'll just upload, and the universe can take care of the rest. God will take care of the rest. Then the universe and God is two different things. In case, like, I know people like to say it is, but that's not what I've experienced. And that's the thing, I want to share my experiences, what I personally experienced. I'm not telling you that we're all God, right? Because I can backtrack all the past lives into what we perceive as God, but God is a very complex subject, actually, and I'm not going to get into it. I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. We're all here together. And I want you to shine your light. Because you have light, you do. And focus on that. I will see you later.